Against this right back, Charlie.
Because he always is that active red back, defending. I think it's like.
People deluded, I'm back again.
Come on, Ian. Man. Come on. People deluded, I'm back again. First things first, happy Friday, folks. I hope everyone's doing well and safe, and appreciative of all my regular supporters who have tuned back in. If you're new here, make sure you're hitting the subscribe button. Everybody listening on YouTube, please make sure you're hitting the like button and you're commenting in the comment section after and when it premieres. Every one of these things helps boost the algorithm and DG Nation gets out there. Again, one love for you lot tuned in. Hope you're having a good week and all that great stuff. Simply put, let's see what news, rumours, reports, all of these things concerning Arsenal Football Club. Allegedly, Arsenal had a behind closed doors friendly against Luton. Now, if you remember rightly, while I'm not the most knowledgeable in the situation, but Luton, for one reason or another, actually had a game postponed, people. So maybe that helped Luton. We know we play on a Monday. We know that obviously every team in the Premier League and most teams in professional football are not fully fit in terms of what their manager would require. So anytime we can get fitness into the legs of the regular first teamers and provide minutes to players on the fringes or on the bench, I'm all for that. Apparently, David Raya has made his debut and he actually kept a clean sheet, people. David Raya kept a clean sheet as he made his Arsenal debut in a behind closed doors friendly on Thursday, yesterday. The 27-year-old completed his loan switch to the Gunners early this week on a £3 million fee with the option to buy the Spaniard for a further 27 million. Raya will compete for the number one spot alongside Aaron Ramsdale, with Mikel Arteta warning early on Thursday that the keeper's jersey is up for grabs. Everybody's jersey is up for grabs. Let's be honest. Everyone has to feel threat pressure, but where you're Saka, Odegaard, probably Saliba, and there's probably a couple of others, you probably got nothing to worry about that. But there might be a time where you should. In an ideal world, every manager, much less a manager of a team that's aspiring to win things, you want top players in every position. You want pressure for all spots. It brings the best out. Anyone that doesn't want competition, you need to leave Arsenal Football Club and go elsewhere, which I know Aaron Ramsdale isn't running away from the challenge, people. And we've got two good goalkeepers. May the best person win. Simple as that. Arsenal played Luton in a pre-season friendly at London Coley in a game which took place over 3 30-minute periods. Can we really say pre-season now, or is it just a friendly? But nonetheless, Raya played 60 minutes in the game which saw Trossard net a brace, with Saka also getting on the score sheet. So big up the wingers as well. Shout out to Raya, and as long as nobody got injured. Apparently, Arteta was also boosted by the return to fitness of two first-team stars. Zinchenko and Nelson both played in the match, having missed the bulk of pre-season with respective injury issues. As you know, we started the life to the Premier League for the 2023-24 season with a victory over Nottingham Forest, 3-0. I think this person couldn't be bothered, wasn't it? 2-1. I mean, I hope it's 3-0 because it helps the goal difference in that, but I don't know. They have got it right there in that Crystal Palace do welcome us to their place at Selhurst Park on Monday, which is a difficult game. For what it's worth, Arteta on Raya said, better qualities for our game model, very simple, and we want two players per position that can do that. You saw what happened to Timber, it can happen to our goalie, it happened to Courtois, so you need to be prepared for that. So the question may be, what is it with two goalkeepers of this size? But if Aaron were to sustain a cruciate, then what do you say? You then change the thing. So we have to be prepared. We have to be proactive. We have two excellent goalkeepers now that fit exactly what we want in our model. So I'm very happy with that. As you know, people, as I said, Luton had a game against Burnley postponed. There's renovations taking place at their ground. And I think that's interesting from Arteta because he's bigged up Ramsdale. He's bigged up Raya. He's kind of indirectly said Raya is behind Ramsdale, but he's also said it's up for grabs and we want competition. Our manager knows exactly what he's saying. Apparently, Arsenal could land one of Europe's most talented defenders for 34 million plus add-ons. Who is this in relation to, people? Benjamin Pavard. Allegedly, according to Romano, Pavard could become an option. Benjamin Pavard is one to watch as he's prepared to leave Bayern now. Inter have Pavard on top of the list. Proposal expected soon to open talks. Man United deal stalling due to Maguire's situation. So he said with Inter, they're going to begin talks. Manchester United had a move, but it seems dependent on the Maguire situation. It doesn't really say anything about Arsenal other than could become an option for Arsenal to replace Timber. Now he can play centre half, play right back, wealth of experience, gives us stronger defensive options. I'm all for it if that's what Arteta wants. Keeping up the theme with Pavard and jumping the gun a bit, allegedly Inter Milan have submitted an initial 25 million euros bid for the Bayern centre half / fullback. Bayern want at least 35 to 40 million euros for the Frenchman, people. So we'll have to monitor that closely. Once again, that's Romano's tweet where he said that. Thomas Tuchel said, Benjamin hasn't communicated to me that he really wants to leave. As of now, there hasn't been an offer. He's our player and gets full support. Until that changes, we're fully counting on him. Can't expect the gaffer to say anything else. For what it's worth, Florian Plettenberg, who once confused that left back at Brighton for Caicedo in a tweet, has said on Benjamin Pavard, he is no longer unsellable but has a high price tag. Bayern want more than 40 million euros plus add-ons and are considering the possibility of losing him for nothing next summer if no suitable offer comes in. So I never knew that, but his contract expires in 2024. Maybe he wants a new experience. Maybe he wants a more important contract at Bayern Munich. Maybe, I can't imagine so, especially with the addition of Harry Kane, but he's concerned potentially about the direction. When you think of Bayern Munich, with the greatest of respect, and I know the Bundesliga went down to the last day last season, 9 times out of 10 they're going to win the Bundesliga. The big one is the Champions League, really, having won it a few years ago. So we'll have to see. Going back again, we seem to consistently be linked with Ansu Fati. Allegedly, he has decided to quit Barcelona before the end of the summer transfer window, prompting interest from the Premier League, where Arsenal, Man United and Tottenham are all credited with an interest. Apparently, the 20-year-old was limited in first team appearances last season, and allegedly he was promised more exposure, but apparently he's adamant he doesn't want to leave, but Barca want to move him on. And with Gavi, potentially, you can play out wide, even though he's a centre mid. With Lamine Yamal and Rafinha and Ferran Torres, they're all ahead of him in the pecking order, people. So we'll have to see, but he's a name that consistently gets floated around with several other clubs. Off topic, but happy retirement, Theo Walcott. He's announced his retirement from football just the other day. It was a fresh face, 17-year-old signing for Arsenal. I think he got 80 Premier League goals, over 100 for Arsenal. Wish him all the best in his retirement, folks. So we'll have to see. On Kyle Walker-Peters, people, Arsenal said to be interested in Southampton defender Kyle Walker-Peters. Arsenal are having to go back into the transfer market after Timber, their summer signing, the centre-back or right-sided player, suffered an injury that is likely to keep him out for some time. We wish Timber a speedy recovery and healthy recovery. Walker-Peters is a right-sided player who can play in that inverted right-back role, would be a good replacement, but would Southampton sell? Would the player want to go and not be guaranteed much game time? I'm not being funny, but are you going to swap the Championship for a team that's going to be in the Champions League, a team that is, improving players individually? I know players are not going to talk down their manager, but every player that signs for the club waxes lyrical about Arteta's presentations and how they'll fit in the collective and how he'll improve them individually. Obviously, you see how he's improving players. I know he played for them down the road, but it's a return back to London. Not that Southampton is too far away from London, so it's closer to family. You're playing in an environment, Arsenal's a wonderful football club, and you could learn from Mikel Arteta. Of course, I understand you might want to go somewhere you're gonna more be a guaranteed starter, because I wouldn't be against Kyle Walker-Peters. He can play left and play on the right. He's English, so there's homegrown quotas. Think he's a decent player. You're a good sort of option to have in the squad, really and truly, and you're not the oldest. So, yeah, it is what it is. But would you swap Southampton for Arsenal? Who knows? I think a lot depends on the amount of money Arsenal offer and whether Southampton would cash in or not. Having just sold Ward-Prowse, Livramento, Lavia looks to go to Chelsea. It seems like Southampton are not pushed to sell, man. They've got a couple of players. What's that? Is it Alvarez? I'll take him as well. Southampton are wanting to get promotion back to the Premier League. They've had a solid start to the season, and I think that Walker-Peters is very much in their plans, as he should be, really and truly. But it all depends what they want, because as we know, Arsenal need to bring someone in. Darmashef has spoken potentially on outgoings at the football club. I think the focus is going to be on departures now, particularly players like Nuno Tavares. He's attracting interest from the Bundesliga in Wolfsburg and Werder Bremen. As we know, apparently there's talks going on with Nottingham Forest for them to sign Tavares, following on from obviously signing Matt Turner. With Lokonga, Burnley remain in talks with Arsenal over trying to sign him. Company is a big fan of Lokonga. He had him at Anderlecht. Company was actually the manager at Anderlecht when they sold him to Arsenal back in 2021. Cedric Suarez is getting a lot of interest from European clubs and Premier League clubs as well. Keep it moving then, really, Cedric. All this interest needs to correlate to bids. We did hear actually talks with Burnley for Lokonga broke down. We hope Tavares can be sold on, and hopefully this money can be reinvested in the football club. As we know with Balogun, 1 minute it's Monaco, then it's Inter Milan, then it's Fulham. Spurs have been linked with him again. Back at the start of the window, Chelsea were linked with him. Again, everybody's being linked. Some of it is credible. 99.9% of these rumors are BS. And at the end of the day, being interested is one thing. Placing bids, beginning dialogue with Arsenal, beginning talks is a completely different matter. So we'll have to watch that closely. I do agree with what it said in that I think Timber's thrown a spanner in the works and we might need to be a bit proactive. But assuming we disregard Timber for a sec, I think the focus was committing players to new contracts, bringing in Havertz, Timber and Rice, and then maybe focusing on outgoings where we've seen Matt Turner now go. We've seen Austin Trusty go. You know, Tavares seems to be, you know, in the process of going to Nottingham Forest. We don't know where we stand with the Pepes, who could be going Besiktas, or Lokonga with Burnley. But the sooner we move players on, the better, really. There's been a number of loans. So, yeah, I think I don't think we need to sell if we can buy. I just think that was the natural step. We're just focusing on that. Hopefully, it means we don't miss out on players. You know, I know a lot of you would love to have Mohamed Kudus. It seems like he's going West Ham. Why he rejected Brighton, I don't know. But we'll have to monitor it, people. But that seems to be everything. So we've gone over Kyle Walker-Peters. We've gone over several things, in fact, on that as well, people. Yeah. That is actually it. There was some stuff about João Cancelo, but it's probably the same old news. But yeah, we've gone over Pavard, Kyle Walker-Peters, potential outgoings, happy retirement to Theo Walcott. We've gone over Ansu Fati. So let me know your thoughts on everything. Do you actually believe Arsenal need to sign another defender with Timber's injury? Do you think we need a striker? Do you think we need a winger? Do you think we need a central midfielder? Do you think we're actually well stocked? Just let me know your thoughts, people. You lot make this platform for what it is. On that note, everybody stay safe, stay blessed. I'll link up with you lot soon. Check out the playlist and the rest of the videos. One love. Happy weekend in advance.
There's always that active red flag. Defenders, I think, like